Alright, hello and welcome back to Space Quest 6. We have Roger here who has been kidnapped by these nefarious fellas. We're going to see if we can get him out of here. Let's take a look at just a few of the things in the room. We saw this card got hanged up over here. Hanged up?
It's the key ring that doofus hung on the wall after the other doofus left.
Let's eyeball the doofus.
It's one of those wads of lard you ran into at the inn.
Just not very polite at all. Very insulting.
It looks like a plug receptor.
Alright, so he's got some kind of plug receptor on the back of his neck here. We'll take a look at just a couple of these things up here.
It's Kathy Meyerland, an attractive model with gills from one of those stinky swamp-like planets like Modoria, or Slimyon, or Muxalon 4.
Let's see, so we got Kathy Ireland.
This poster is from that new graphic novel series about the sewer worker who doubles as a psychic investigator. You think it's called Gabriel Norton.
Let's see,
It's
who's
the
this?
popular pin-up alien Krill McPherson, the one that poses all over time pods in Space Piston magazine.
Oh, that's L.
Just watch
McPherson.
that McPherson strut.
And let's see, who's this one?
It's Cindy Crawfish, a beautiful merwoman and spokesmodel from one of those beach-strewn, wimpy, watery planets like Aquaria or Oceania or Wateria.
Alright, Cindy Crawford, obviously, and then I feel like this was amusing to me.
You have no idea where this place is, but it's nice to see that grunge has finally hit the interior decorating industry.
No, I wanted to look at the actual sign.
How groovy! They've got a neon sign for Spore beer. Spore yourself a tall, frosty one.
Alright, so let's see about getting us out of here. So the first thing we want to do is try to grip this card.
Hey, what the fuck? I don't want to see you move another inch or I'm going to slice you into nice little bite-sized pieces. Now, can it?
And we didn't do too great of a job, but perhaps we can at least get this nail.
You are now a proud nail owner.
Alright, so a little smoother getting the nail than the keys. Now we can use this nail to pick our cuffs here. Not exactly sure how he has this ability, but I guess he picked it up somewhere along the line. Maybe some locked doors that he had to get into to clean? I don't know.
Good thinking. The nail proves to be just what you needed to free yourself from those handcuffs. Don't get all excited, Little Red Riding Hood. You aren't out of those woods yet.
This part is absolutely ridiculous, and I love it. Although solving this particular puzzle is not exactly intuitive, but I guess this is just an example of click everything you can and just take whatever's not pinned down. Then we gotta actually pick it up. And lay it on the ground here. And if you remember this...
You carefully lay the rug on the floor. Even though you were never known for your interior decorating talents, you feel very satisfied with the location you have chosen.
Yeah, if you remember this kind of plug receptor here, what we're going to do is we're going to walk on the rug. Oh, wait, hang on. There we go. Do a little dance here. Call this the static.
Your body is now carrying a nice static charge.
And then we're going to take this fella out here just by releasing that charge into his plug.
Wow, the static energy you built up discharged, frying Lard Boy's circuitry. Did you actually think of that, or was it just luck?
I want to say luck. So we can search him.
Smooth move. You got his keyring.
We can now get out using the door here, but there's a couple things that we want to grab. So if we look, there's this box down
This
here.
little unit is a portable dehumidifier. When you're a guy like Singent, who sweats like a bicranial crud snorter, you need one of these things going all the time.
But if you notice, just on top of it, this color stands out a little bit.
It's a burlesque Modi.
We're going to pick that up.
You now possess the Modi.
And I just want to see if when we look at it here.
It's a burlesque Modi.
So I don't know if there's anything in the game that really explains what a Modi is, or somewhere in the manuals, or if you're just sort of supposed to figure it out. I would have liked for it to be a little clearer, but that's okay. On here, we're going to take this. Oh, didn't tell us, but it's just this item that we got when we were searching for the Terminator in the last video, or 2 videos ago.
You got from that Endodroid Hunter dude.
And now, I want to use this computer, but as we go to it, we'll see we need to put in a disk. And I don't love this, but what you have to do is search through these disks here.
Your search through the CDs reveals a bunch of typically boring multimedia magazines. A multimedia phone book. Too bad there aren't any phones around here.
And you really just have to keep clicking until eventually you get what you want, which it seems like this is just kind of a running gag, and I would normally just move on from it. So I don't love this.
Project Survival Guide.
So it's going to take often like 5 or 6 times.
Successful People Managing Techniques by Carm Trebus. Funny, it's empty. MF-DOS for idiots, morons, and phoebes.
I mean, I suppose this encourages you to get all the jokes, but...
Turing Xenon on 5 buckazoids a day. Discovering your inner maggot. How to become assigned to being a corporate creative genius without really trying. This might be worth checking out. It's a copy of Popular Tektronix.
And that is what we wanted. So now we can come in here. We're going to take our disk, put it in, and we can just read this here, which most of these we don't care about. We really only care about how to turn a data quarter into a homing beacon. So we'll read that. Yes, you too can make a homing beacon from simple household goods. Chief among the devices you can use is a data quarter, which with a few adjustments sends out a powerful signal to potential rescuers who could be light years away. First, open your data quarter. Inside, you'll find chips, ERC settings, and plates. If you correctly alter these settings, you'll soon be home by the fire with a cup of nog. Of course, any mistakes could result in a barbecue with you as the entree, but let's not worry about that. We will describe the details in the next issue. So we'll come back to this in a minute or two. But that's actually all we had to do, so we can depart now. Guess we can take this with us. So now we're gonna take our key card here, open this door, and we should be done in this room. And then, I love this part, we come out here, this guy sees us, and...
Well, 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 the worm is out of the hole. So, you have to ask yourself, do I feel lucky? Well, do I, punk?
And that's it. He's just like, this is fine. You can keep walking around. I don't care what happened to my friend. I don't care that you're wandering. Now, if you look under the desk here...
A box of Modis, behavioral modification, Eurocircuit chips, lies under the desk.
Yeah, so that's kind of the most, as far as I know, explanation of what these Modis are. So let's reach in here.
You poke and prod amongst the Modis until you find a Modi labeled churlish. Being intrigued by the word, you glom it. Incidentally, you might want to look up the word churlish before you do anything stupid.
Alright, so that basically just means like rude more than anything else. And we can take a look here. You know, if I want to try to put this in him, nothing really happens.
It probably seemed like a good idea to you at one time. It would appear that
Just doesn't really let you.
items...
But if you first, take off this churlish sticker,
The corner of the label in this Mahdi seems to be loose.
and then take the sticker
Nothing hap-
and put it on top of the burlesque sticker. Apparently he now thinks that this behavioral modification chip is going to make him churlish, which I guess he's okay with, so he lets us put it in.
Thinking it was the churlish Mahdi, he pops it in place.
And then we get a little burlesque dance out of nowhere. And he dances away. So we're going to quickly just grab this. One of the more bizarre ways that I've dealt with an enemy in any game. Take a look at the belt.
It's Nigel's belt, complete with a damping field actuator and a nifty personal grooming assistant.
So we're going to do two things. We're going to collect both of these. His personal grooming assistant and this, what did he call it? It's basically the remote that turns off the force field that's keeping us in this room.
It's the damping field actuator.
There we go. Damping field actuator. So if we look,
The archway glows with the energy of a damping field.
um,
No wonder it's so humid in here.
so we're going to hit this. And then I'm going to pause for a sec and be right back, because the next thing we have to do is turn our data quarter into a homing beacon, but we have to be outside here in order for it to work. So hang on one second. All right. Sorry. This actually gives me a chance to show off that, yeah, if you stand still long enough, he'll start whistling the Quest for Glory theme, which is nice. Anyway, we're going to go in our pockets here, take out the data quarter, use it on ourselves, and now we're going to pop it open, and this is...
Button opens
Oops. This is basically like copyright material, so the solution to this comes in your manual. I assume it's like a fake copy of Popular Tektronix or whatever that magazine was that they were describing in that data quarter. So what we have to do is basically kind of take most of these out, and these little chips here also come off. And obviously, you know, at this point, this game is not under copyright protection, so I just have the actual solution pulled up here. So we're going to start RF. Oh, where'd that one go? There it is. Yeah, so RF on top, and then TT, PS, and then I think FC, yep. Oops, SE, and then which chips go where? SPN is on top, and then DEN, FER, and REP. Obviously this guy is down here, and then we have 9, 7, 1, 5, and 3. All right, so this should do the job. Let's close this, turn it on, and we have ourselves a homing beacon. So we're gonna have a little decently long cutscene that's gonna play out. It's a little unfortunate because I think there's actually a puzzle that you solve in the magazine, which obviously we can't do here, but oh well.
Hey, here's your fish.
Can't lose the fish. And even though it didn't really look like we got the fish back in time, we do still have it, don't worry. He made a real hero of himself, Roger there.
My homing signal. I can't believe I actually made it work. Now no one can say I spent a little bit too much free time in the bathroom with Popular Tektronix.
Popular Tektronix, who are you trying to kid? I know what you were reading in there.
What was that voice, Roger? I thought I heard something.
Pay no attention, Stellar. It was probably just a mechanical flatulence from the ship.
Anyway, we received a transmission from a nearby StarCon communications monitoring platform. They told us of some unusual signal originating from the area of Polysorbate 60. We dialed it in, scanned the coordinates, and found you.
So what are you doing in this sector, Stellar? I thought you were stationed on the SCS Heinz 57.
I am. I had some leave accumulated and decided to take it. This is kind of embarrassing for me. I actually came to see you. I've been thinking about you a lot lately, and I was curious about what you'd been up to, so I decided to visit. And when I arrived here, I found you had just left for shore leave on Polysorbate. I decided to follow you down and try and catch up with you.
We have never seen her before in
When I
game.
got to that dump of
FYI.
land and found you'd been kidnapped by those thugs, I searched around, but could find no trace of where they'd taken you. That certainly is a strange place. I decided to beam back up to the deep ship and try to locate you through your transport communicator signal. When I'd returned, I found you'd left it up here on the ship. I didn't know what to do then until that call came through from the StarCon installation. You're a lucky man, Wilco.
Yeah. I guess I am. If you hadn't gotten there when you did, I'd probably be a victim of some serious cement poisoning after those geeks chucked me off that balcony.
Terrace.
What?
Well, actually, it was a terrace.
I'm not actually certain what the difference is.
Whatever. Thanks, Stellar. I sure owe you a big one.
I'd sure like to collect that sometime. But let's talk about you and me. Perhaps I could take you to dinner sometime soon.
I'd like that, Stellar. I'd like that a lot. The thing is that I kind of have a relationship with another, and I wouldn't feel very comfortable about that. I mean, it wouldn't be fair to her. You understand? Not to mention the fact I'd be wearing my sphincter for a necklace if Beatrice ever found out.
And yet she appears not at all in this game.
I hope you do understand, Stellar. I like you. I think I even more than like you. I don't know where I got this inordinate sense of loyalty toward Beatrice.
I believe the word that explains that is fear.
Pound sand, pal. Please know that were the situation any different, I'd be making that date with you right now.
Oh, I see. Friends, co-workers, buddies. That's all this is gonna be. Guess I knew it somewhere inside. I just didn't want to believe it. I guess I admire your trueness of heart, however misplaced. But I feel much more inclined to damn you for it. I know that's selfish, but it's how I feel. I must admit it shows something more about you, more depth of character than I gave you credit for, Wilco. Well, I'm patient if you ever have a change of heart. Well, Roger, we should see what we can find out about those subhuman walking dumpsters that had such a keen interest in you. I don't suppose you heard their names.
No, but I did get this neat personal grooming assistant. It needs a little cleaning, but...
That's great, Roger. Don't clean it, though. Take it to the sick bay. There's a DNA analyzer there. We can scan the contents and perhaps use the results to get some names and information about these guys.
Good thinking, Stellar. I probably would have thought of it, eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have, Roger. Look, I've got to go to sick bay and get some treatment for my back after that not-so-graceful rescue.
Oh, yeah, that. Sorry. Well, I'll see you there.
Doesn't seem like the smoothest transportation system.
Commander, I am receiving a message from StarCon.
Have our commander here.
On screen. Hello, Commander Kilbasa. I have a new directive for Deep Ship 86. This is actually a special request from me, Commander. As you may know, I served with Admiral Blunfang during the Fallopian Campaign. Admiral Blunfang's widow is involved in building an off-world retirement community. They are almost finished, but have requested assistance from Deep Ship 86. Commander, please extend her every courtesy. You know, if things go well, this would not look too bad in your personnel file. I will let Sharpay, the Admiral's widow, explain further.
Sharpay.
Hello, Commander Kilbasa. As Admiral Toolman mentioned, we have almost completed our project here, but could use Starcon assistance. To be honest, Commander, I pulled a few strings, but this is an important mission, I assure you.
I wonder if they're the same voice actress as Valanice from King's Quest.
The dedication of the Golden Light Year's retirement center anyway. I hoped you might alter your travel plans to accommodate an earlier arrival.
Sounds a lot like her in
From
7.
the information provided me by my old friend, the Admiral, you would be able to warp here within a few hours. I require some assistance from your ship, as well as one of your crew members. Allow me to explain.
And then she fades out.
Meanwhile, back in sickbay.
Alright, so we are actually going to end things here. When we come back, things are going to look a little bit different. There is a common glitch coming up that there's a couple of ways to work around it, but the way I'm going to deal with it is actually by going to the older version of the game, which has a little less clarity to the colors. Graphics are very slightly worse, and it definitely moves slower. You know, Roger and the characters move a lot slower, which is annoying, but it'll be kind of the best solution we have. So either way, we will end things for now, and when we come back, we'll see about this DNA sequencer and what we're going to learn. But until then, see ya!